Alright, so today we're going to be looking at all of the killers in Dead by Daylight, all of their chase music, and I'm going to be ranking them based on what I think about it. This can range from, maybe it matches with the killer specifically, or I just think it sounds good, I think it fits, or even if it does fit, there are some that I can say for certain that I really just do not like. Let's get into this. And also, I will be including some of the terror radius in this, like the different layers. It just kind of depends on if I think that it should be included and if it really goes well with the theme in general. So I will be including some themes for that, some parts of it at least. Okay. All right, so for the first couple terror radius and chase themes that I'm going to be looking at, I'm going to be doing the default ones, which is, I've organized these in a row, these killers, because they all share the same base music. Honestly, it really is a shame that Freddy, Pig, Plague, and Bubba all have the same default chase music. It's kind of boring. I think everybody wishes they would get their own chase music, really, but yeah, so we're going to be looking at all these. I'll actually leave like one or two of these for the other killers that are not on this tier list. For example, we have the Lich here, but we don't have the new killer from Castlevania. So I'll just include maybe like Bubba or something as a replacement for that. Well, let's get into that. All right, so the default number one track that I'm going to be using here, I think it's pretty average. You got the horns coming in, like the trumpets and stuff, as like a build up, and then you kind of have the chaos going on during the actual chase. I think it's okay. It's not bad. Definitely one of the better of the defaults, in my opinion. So I'm going to be putting that one in C, because I mean these are the default music. All the other ones that are for each specific killer, like down over here, they usually just fit better. They just fit better. They did a lot better job on those. So I think that C is a good placement for this one specifically. All right, so on to the next default. All right, so for default number two, honestly, I think this has got to be the worst default music in the game. Like, I really do not think that it fits the theme of the game really at all. It sounds like a running track, like something that you'd see in like a competition race to the finish type of video, not necessarily a you're running away from a killer kind of song. I mean, like, I just don't think like that it fits the game really much at all. I think it is without a doubt the one of the weakest songs in the game. It does not compare to any of the of the other defaults, and the defaults are typically the worst ones in the game to begin with. So I really do not like this one. For some reason, I seem to always hear this one when I go against Pig specifically. So I'm gonna put Pig in Super F because that's just where it belongs. I really do not like this song. I don't think it's good really at all. But we'll see what I think about the other default tracks in comparison to this one after this. All right. And for default 3, I think that this is actually the best default track in the game. I think that this one fits the best with the horror aspect of the game, and it builds. It's like very slow, very like, I didn't. I'm not including every layer in this, but I'm including it because I think that it's particularly good. It starts off low, and you can kind of feel the tension just a little bit, and then every single layer they bring up just a little bit higher until the chase, and that's the part that I think is the best. It's just that that actually, to me, just sounds the best for this kind of what they're going for with these chase themes. So I'm gonna use Wraith for this one. Just gonna put that in B. I think it is the best default music in the game. Okay, so for default music number four, I included some more layers in this one as well. I think that layer one almost reminds me of like a western or something, like almost like Deathslinger or something like that. And also, I think that layer three honestly is just better in terms of chase music than the final layer, which is the actual chase. It's okay. It is a very fast paced track, so that it's not bad. It is not as good as the number one or the number three. So I'm gonna put this one in D tier, as it is a default track. So there's that. I don't really have much to say about the next two, the default 5 and default 6, so I'm going to put them both in D. They're both okay. Honestly, I really don't think they're better than this one, the number 4. So I'm just gonna, but they're not as bad as this one. So I'm gonna put them in the same tier, just under this one. Not really much to say about them. They're just default themes. I don't think that they do anything particularly uh, unique or new. They're just all right. All right, so for Hillbilly, I think that his music is okay. I like the layer two part of it where it has this kind of like droning like it, but it's rising up like the it's like it goes up, and I think that just it sounds good. I think that his theme fits his character, but do I like it as a music track? Not really. It's okay at best. So I'm going to rank it in C. I think it's pretty middle of the road. It does fit his character, but I do not think it really stands out to me that much, to be honest. And I would actually rank the nurse similarly. Her layer two and layer three, I think, give this ominous feel, and that I think sounds good for her specifically. I mean, it sounds good for almost all killers in the game, really, but I do think that it does fit well. But her actual chase theme sounds awful. Like I really do not like it. It sounds like somebody's freaking banging a bunch of instruments together. It doesn't really fit the chaotic nature of the nurse, in my opinion. Like it makes her sound, um, super like over the top, but she, not really. That doesn't really fit, in my opinion. So, I'm going to rank it bottom of D. I don't think it's as bad as Super F, but I really don't really like it that much. All right, so for our next ranking, we have Myers. Okay, I am a Myers player. I have the most hours on Myers. Uh, I don't have many hours in the game really. I have about like almost 300, 400. But I main Myers as killer, and his theme is perfect, bro. It goes in this. Okay, come on. Like, it fits because it's literally his theme from the movie. Every single layer sounds good. It's suspenseful. It is tense. Um, it's, scary. And honestly, I think that the layer 2 is better than the actual chase layer. But that's because that's without the extra note they added in there. Because that's just what it is from the movie. I just love that theme. It fits his character. It's perfect. It's thematic. It sounds great. I think it is absolutely perfect. They could never ever change it ever because for some reason they had some weird alternate version that went unused. I don't know why they would ever use that. It sounds way worse than this one. This one is just perfect. That's where it belongs. And this is objective, by the way. This is just how it is. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not. Okay, so for Hag, I think I honestly I forgot that Hag even had her own chase music because I haven't played against this killer since I first started playing the game. I have not played against this killer for literal months on end. I don't even remember the last time I saw this killer, bro. Um, like I said, I forgot that she even had her own chase music. Um, I think it's thematic. It fits her. It's like almost got this like jungle vibe with the drums and stuff. The layer 3 sounds pretty good. It's like kind of slow tempered, and then the chase layer, of course, is fast paced and stuff, which is fine. I think it would fit better if her running animation wasn't her walking slash running whatever animation in the game wasn't so slow. She kind of like just kind of trots around, which makes sense for layer 3, but not necessarily the super intense part. I think it's good. It's not offensive at all. I think it's actually not bad. I'll put it at the top of C. I think it's okay. Um, better than all of these in my opinion. So okay, so for Doctor, this is a point of contention for me because I've seen other people's rankings of themes and stuff, and they're like, yeah, it fits Doctor, so I'm gonna give it like A. It's like, bro, have you listened to the theme? Like, honestly, I think that layer 3 sounds a hell of a lot better than the actual chase. The chase is so boring and so like just bad. Like I think this has got to be top 3 worst themes in the game, like by far. I don't know how they made it so bad. Like I really do not like it. It doesn't sound like chase music much at all to me. Um, I think, like I said, layer 3 sounds a lot better. It's more tense, more ominous and scary, in my opinion. And I just think that the actual chase is just so slow and boring. Um, I'm not gonna put it in super F because the layer 3 saves it a little bit for me because I like that one, but the actual chase is just garbage. I really just do not like it. So that's where it belongs, in my opinion, at least. All right, so for the clown, I think that his music is all right. It does fit in pretty well. Um, it definitely has the circus slash carnival tone to it. I think that the marching drums for the actual chase layer is interesting. I want to say there's either some lore implication or maybe it was like a some kind of scrapped idea. I don't remember. I heard about it somewhere. I just know that that was part of it in some fashion. I do think it's interesting. It's not my favorite. I'm gonna put it in C right underneath Hag because it fits, but it's not necessarily one of my favorite tracks. But there's that. All right, now for Spirit. Her track does sound. I think it sounds good. It's high energy, very tense. It does fit her chaotic, and very I would say almost bipolar, kind of look and stuff. I don't really know much lore about any of these characters really, but I just think that it does fit. I'm gonna put it in B because I think that's a fair ranking. I do like it more than hags and then clowns. So I do think that it is deserving of a spot in B tier. Okay, so for Legion, his track is also pretty good. I do like it. Um, in particular, I'm not going to include every mixtape because I know that it changes based on the add-on. I included Susie's because I think that is the best sounding one. I just like the guitar riff. I think it sounds good. Um, and that's what my opinion is on that. I'm gonna put Legion also in B. I think it's pretty good. It's not my favorite, but it is up there. All right, so on to Ghostface. I did include both of his tracks here. I'm not going to include every single PTB on here, but I do think that his PTB one was interesting. Uh, it is a little bit overhated in my opinion. I actually kind of do like it a little bit. I think that it does honestly fit Ghostface more than the current one because it is more urgent, more like it's almost like an alarm going off or something. And supposedly it had some kind of like inspiration from a specific scene that didn't last very long in the original Scream movie, but that aside, I still think it actually isn't that bad. If the loop was a little bit longer, it's like a freaking like 3 second loop. Okay, I get it. People, the washing machine, whatever. I get it. If it was a little bit longer and fleshed out more, I think it actually would have been perfectly fine. I do like it a little bit, but I am going to be ranking the actual live version. If I could rank uh, the PTB one, I would probably give it like a C, or like probably like a middle of the road in C. For the actual one, I'll give it like a B, bottom of B. I think it's okay. Um, I just think that they could have maybe fleshed out the PTB one a little bit more, and actually made it pretty good. Um, but we got what we got. Everybody everybody asked for them to remake it, so this is what we get, guys. So on to the next one. Okay, so for demo, um, I included his layer two, layer three, and then chase. Um, I do think that the music is good. It's otherworldly. The other layers kind of give this sense of like impending doom, like he's approaching, kind of thing, which I think is good. This abomination that's approaching. It has that like lingering like sense of doom. I guess I could say. I really do like it. It does feel otherworldly, and I think it's a good track. So I'm gonna put it in A tier for demo. I really do like that one. Okay, so for Oni, I think that it fits his character. It sounds very traditional, if that makes sense. The Japanese samurai. I can associate that the sound of his chase theme to that. That's what I do envision for that. So I do get it. I think it's good. Do I really like it that much? Not really. It's not really my preference. Um, does it fit? Yeah, like I said, but I really do not think it's all that great. I will put it in C above Hillbilly, because I do not think that Hillbillies is better than that. But that's where I think it belongs. It's okay, but I don't think it's that. I don't think it sounds very good. But it does fit. It does fit. For the deathslinger, okay, so I do think that it is very, very. It does definitely fit his character. It's giving a lot of Western vibes. Um, Obviously, since he has a cowboy hat and stuff, which makes sense. Um, the I like the tension that kind of builds up, where it's just like like a sounds like you're in like a Clint Eastwood movie or something, where you just like walk into a saloon or something, and it's just like low, and the chase theme is good. It almost sounds like from layer three to the chase. It almost sounds like you're on like one of those fair bull riding things, where you just you try to hold on as long as possible. It almost sounds like that to me. Um, Definitely fits the character. I think it sounds good. I do like it. So I'm gonna put it in B right here above spirit. For Pyramid Head. I really do like this track a lot. The bells in the, I want to say layer 2, it sounds very ominous. It sounds good. I like the just the way that it sounds. I don't know how to really describe that. Um, I just think it sounds good. The layers leading up to the chase, like layer 3, sounds good. You know, it gives, like I said, a sense of like, you know, urgency. Um, and the actual chase theme is good because it just is a banger, bro. Like it sounds good. Um, you know, it's not necessarily scary, but I do think that it sounds good, and I can really appreciate what they were going for here. There's a PTB one which I'm not going to be talking about. I'm not going to be like, it's not going to affect the rank or anything, but I do think that one also does sound pretty good. It's definitely interesting, but I do think that the actual live one is better. It is good. I really do like it. I'm going to put it in A, actually above demo here. I think it's better than demos. Okay, so for the Blight, this is one of my favorite chase musics in the game. It sounds good. The theme of it, like just the whole thematic that they were going for this theme, is really good. It almost reminds me of like a Christopher Nolan Batman film, like or something. That doesn't really relate to it fitting Blight in my opinion, but I do think that it is uh, very thematic. It sounds like, you know, this abomination of mankind is coming to get you, kind of thing. So I do think it sounds really good. I always like listening to it. Although the only problem with it is that every time I hear it, it's against the Blight player. So uh, there's that. But regardless, I think it goes in S. It is one of my favorites in the game. It just is. All right, so for the twins, unfortunately, their track has to go after Blight, which is S. So, honestly, I actually don't even think this one's bad, really. The only problem, like I said, it's kind of the same as the Blight, where you won't ever hear it because there's no twins players. And when you do, I mean, the twins are like aids to go against, so uh, not fun. But the actual music is actually pretty good. I would put it right under Ghostface, personally. I think it goes in B tier, kind of slept on. Like I said, because I mean, it is attached to one of the least played killers in the game, so I get it. But I think it's a good track. I think it's a good track. Okay, so on to Trickster. This music sucks. Like I understand the lore stuff, so I get that, but that does not make the track good. I really just think it sounds awful. I can kind I for a little bit, I can kind of hear a similarity between this track and Ghostface's PTB, like the Layer 3, just a little bit for the first part of the chase theme, but it is straight trash. I think this it sounds awful. I get it that that is kind of the point. It's supposed to just be screaming or whatever, which it sounds like an alarm chase theme, which some of them actually end up being okay. This is not one of them. This one is straight dog shit. It's just bad. Um, I, and then this also has the same problem as the twins and as blight, is that every time you're going to hear this abomination of a track, you're going to be playing against the least fun killer to play against besides the knight in the game. So have fun with that, I guess. This thing is in super F garbage. I really think it's terrible. All right, so now onto an actual good sounding chase theme. We have Nemesis, an actual good one. It's very cinematic, very epic, if you will. It sounds like a movie or something. I do like it. Some people think, maybe it doesn't fit this character specifically. I haven't played Resident Evil, so I don't know. I just think it sounds nice, and I like it. So I'm going to put it in A over demo. I think it's a good track. It makes the chase, even though you're probably going to get tunneled out by Nemesis, at least it makes that part a little bit more enjoyable. And that's about it for that. All right, so for Cenobite or just Pinhead, I do play this killer because I like his chase music. That's not the only reason why I play him, but I do. This is something that I do really like about him. The Layer 2 sounds like almost like a thriller, like a movie that's a thriller, like maybe like the protagonist is like searching this like abandoned house or something, and it's just like tense. The moments before some big scare or whatever. That's what it sounds like to me. I think it's good suspense. It's a good suspense part. I do like that. And then the trumpets come in for Layer 3, and it kind of adds like an extra like, oh, okay, what's going on here? Um, and I like that. And then the chase gets even more suspense, but it is obviously you're being chased for this, so they added the choir in there to kind of bring it up and make it more intense. I do like it a lot, really. All these elements, to me, makes it a tier track. I'll put it over. Actually, no, not over Nemesis. I'll put it over Demo. I do like it a lot. It's not better than these ones though. Um, very very fitting. I haven't seen Hellraiser, but I imagine the trumpets and the choir and stuff it would fit for this character. It sounds good. I really do like this one. Okay, so for the artist, big problem with this one. It's on artist, so you're probably gonna get tunneled, or just have just the most miserable match of your life. But the track is not bad. I think that the previous layers, besides the chase, give a lot of suspense with the violin. I think that it is that's in the background. It sounds good, and then the actual chase is okay. It sounds like something is dying or something. I mean, obviously, it's meant to sound off-putting, which I understand. That's the point of it. Obviously, the artist is this kind of abomination of like a crow and like a person or something. I don't know the lore, but that's what I got from it. So I understand the uh, dynamic they were going for here. Does that make the actual chase theme any better? No, but it's not terrible. So I'm gonna put it in C, above the hillbilly. Honestly, just for the other layers, really, I like the other layers a lot more than the actual chase for this one. So that's where it belongs for me. All right, so for Sadako or Onryo, this track is really good. I think that the theme is on point. The whole atmosphere they're kind of trying to create here, this like looming darkness over you kind of feel, and then it gets a little bit more intense with layer three, and then the violin kicks in, or that's at least what I'm assuming it is. The strings, I'll say, for the actual chase, and that sounds really good to me. It sounds intense. The strings almost sound like flies buzzing around you. I'm not entirely sure if that is intentional because obviously Sadako's dead, but that does make it better to me, even if that's not what they're trying to go for. I'm not entirely sure, but the track is really good. The only problem with this one is that you'll probably be not hearing this because they'll just be teleporting around everywhere, and just mooring you. So there's that. But the track itself is really good. I do like it. I'm gonna put that one in A, right above Cenobite. Okay, so up next we have the dredge. Kind of a mid track, really. I was kind of expecting something a little bit more terrifying from this, creature, if you will. It just kind of sound. I don't know if it sounds tribal to me, kind of like Hag does, but it gives me that vibe just a little bit. Um, I would expect something a little bit more creepy from this specifically. It's all right. Not my favorite by any means. I'm gonna put it in, man, bottom of C. Really, it's okay. Uh, Definitely not my favorite. Like I said, it's just not not up to par with anything above it. Like really, but these are all just not very good. So that's kind of just where it belongs. All right, so for Wesker, we got really good theme here. We got the build up from the layer two. Kind of like this, almost like alarm, like something's approaching, kind of thing. And then the layer three, we get a little bit more intense. The intensity starts to build a little bit, and then we get to the grandiose masterpiece. We got the full orchestra, like everything. The behavior brought out everything for this one, man. Really good theme. Very, it. I do not know much about Resident Evil, like I said earlier for Nemesis. As far as I know, Wesker is like an egoist, so I think that this kind of makes sense. It sounds really good. It's epic. It's just sounds very cinematic. It sounds great, really. Maybe it doesn't belong in this game specifically, but I don't really care. It sounds good. So it's gonna go an S for me. That's just where it is. This is not debatable in my opinion. So All right, so for the night, I actually kind of like this one. One has a similar problem to artists and some other killers. It's on the night, so this game will be completely devoid of fun because every single person has a chance of being the chosen one to get tunneled out because this killer is dumb. Thankfully, behavior have changed this character, uh, so it's not nearly as bad. But like I absolutely despise going against this killer, and the theme only reminds me of tunneling. That's the only thing that I get from it, really. But as an actual, okay, jokes aside, like as an actual song for the chase, thematically, it does do the job. I do like it in that regard. So I am going to be putting it in B. It does sound good. It just attached to one of the most noob killers and most boring gameplay killers in the game. Like that's just the only problem. All right, so for Skull Merchant, um, again, it's on Skull Merchant. Anyways, okay, so the actual track, I actually do like this one. I think it is slept on a little bit. The previous layers, like the layer two, gives me more Skull Merchant vibes than the actual chase because the chase almost sounds like the hags with all the drums. So do I think that it still sounds good? Yeah. I think that they should have leaned more into the sci-fi element, um, more, with what they did with Layer Two. But it still does sound good. I still do like it. I'm actually gonna be putting this one in A. I actually really do like this one. Uh, I've made the same joke like 50 times. It's attached to Skull Merchant. Yeah, haha. Funny 3 gen joke. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Okay, so Singularity. It's okay. Not my favorite. I do like the uh, almost alarm sounding part in layer three, and I think layer two is also pretty good. The actual chase has is like a 2 second loop. It's okay. I mean, I know that the Skull Merchant kind of has the same problem where it loops pretty fast, but I really do like that one. And this is my list, so shut up. Anyways, the Singularity, it's okay. Um, I would put it like tier. Um, just for the other layers, the actual chase is boring. Um, I really did like the alarm sound better because I think it just fits the character better. But unfortunately, that is reserved for the layer three, so we don't really get that in the actual chase. So that's why it places over here. Moving on. All right, so now for Alien or Xenomorph, we are blessed because the old music, which I had to include because you can't rank this this music without showing the old one, bro. Like the old one is so bad, it's laughable. Um, I understand what they were going for. I have not seen Alien. As far as I know, from what I've heard, it is supposed to be the Nostromo is about a blow up kind of, urgency thing that apparently is from the movie. Like I said, I haven't seen it, so if I'm wrong, it is what it is. Uh, the old one is trash. I don't know how they let that in, that they let that in the game. I mean, in the PTB at least. Uh, Thankfully they changed it, but honestly, the one they changed it to ain't much better, bro. I hate them both. Um, the current music is boring. It's not very intense because of how slow it is. The notes hit hard, but the there's no sense of urgency because of how slow the track is. The urgency from at least the PTB one, it would sound like something was actually happening. This one, it just sounds like, you're you could probably walk away and be okay. Like, it just seems boring. Plus, I don't like fighting xenomorph. Not that has anything to do with whether I like the music or not. I just think it's mediocre. It's gonna go in D for me. Both tracks really belong in D. All right, so for Chucky, I think that his Layer 2 and Layer 3 are both incredible. The I would almost compare Layer 2 to his little doll feet running around the ground. Like, that's just what it sounds like to me. That's what it reminds me of. I I feel like I have said this with almost every single franchise. I have not seen the movie. Uh, so my knowledge about Chucky is limited. Um, I like the upping intensity of Layer 3. The actual chase is all right. Um, it sounds almost too cinematic for me because I don't imagine Chucky to be a very cinematic character. For something like, Nemesis or Wesker, I am more inclined to the cinematic feel is more believable to me for those. Um, I still like Chucky's music. I'm not sure if it's very thematic for him because, like I said, I haven't seen the movie, but I do like it. Um, Thankfully, I'm not seeing this killer much anymore because I was kind of tired of getting tunneled by Chucky. But it is what it is. I'll be putting it in the bottom of B tier. Okay, so the unknown. Um, this chase music and the other layers are very thematic, in my opinion. It could have been a little bit creepier. I feel like they could have made it a little bit creepier. Um, it is still creepy though. That's kind of what they were trying to sell here, especially with layer two. It's kind of ominous, and then it for to me it's almost like you are just walking in the dark or whatever, and then in layer three you see this thing and you're like, what is that? And then you have the chase theme, which is obviously it's chasing you. I think it's very good. It's thematic. um do I think that it's better than some of the stuff at A and S? No. But I mean, I'll be putting it in B. I think it's good. I'll put it right here. um I think it's thematic. I think it's good. All right, so for Vecna or the Lich, um, it's all right. The uh, the what's it called? Layer three is so dysfunctional. I have no idea what's happening. It just sounds like an amalgamation of instruments. Like somebody was carrying all the instruments to the studio with like they were carrying them all at once and they kind of just dropped them on the way there. I don't know what they were going for with that. The actual chase is okay. It's intense, fast paced. I don't know anything about Dungeons and Dragons. Can't really say anything about thematics for this. It is intense. The only problem with it is that it's on this annoying killer. So it is what it is. It's all right. I'll put it in C above the clown because at least it's, you know, somewhat interesting with what they were trying to go for. At least for the chase part. I still don't, like I said, I don't know what they were doing with the layer 3. So that's where it belongs for me. There's that. All right, so like I explained earlier in the video, we're gonna have Bubba as our replacement for Dracula. It's not on this tier list, unlucky. So where do I think that the final killer, at least at the making of this video, Dracula, the Dark Lord, whatever his name is, I don't remember. It's Dracula, but I don't know what the name is in game. Where do I think this one belongs? Ironically, I like the other layers, layer 2 and layer 3, a lot more than the chase theme. So the actual chase is all right. I do think it's thematic. When you think Dracula, you know, you think Oregon. I don't know. Castlevania is kind of just like, it's always had good music, so I get it. But I like the other layers more than the chase, and I feel like that since it has this build up at the beginning, every single time you lose chase and you keep hearing this same intro every single time, it's gonna get annoying quick. I understand that apparently the chase music is a recreation of one of the older like NES era final boss themes. It does not sound good. I really do not like this track because you think that it's gonna build and it's gonna build quick, but it doesn't. It lingers in this forever, and it just does not go up. It takes way too long to go up. By the time that you're gonna hear the actual good part of it, the song is gonna be over. And when you get bit in the ass by the wolf form, it's okay. Like I said, I have so many gripes with this song in particular because it's very dysfunctional. Like, it does not go in any way that you would think it would go in musical sense. Don't get me wrong, I'm not no musical genius here. I'm not a composer. The actual original theme that this is based on was made in like the 80s, so I understand that it might not be the most, you know, well-regarded track ever. I just think that they could have updated it to make it just sound better. The actual instruments sound good. I like the tone, but the monotony of the intro that doesn't build until way later, and then every single time you think it's gonna go up, it goes up a little bit, and then it comes down, 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 up. It's like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. The chase music, as you can tell, I don't understand it really. I'm gonna put it in C. If I was gonna rank just the other layers, I would put it in A because I think those are really good. I can't make a tunneling joke or whatever because I haven't. Obviously, the killer's not out yet. But as far as the actual chase is concerned, it goes in C. The other layers are A. I'm just gonna put it in B to say that's enough for me. You know, that suffices. Oh yeah, and by the way, for the damn Dracula music, just listening to it again, the part where the song changes towards like the end of the loop, it just, the way that it sounds almost sounds like it is made incorrectly. Like, it sounds like they were recording and then they just cut it right there and said, okay, we're gonna add something else here, and it just does not sound right. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't. It's so hard for me to describe this, but like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, it just goes. it goes up, and then it's almost like the song stops for like a half a second, and then it goes down, and then it's like stops again. It just sounds so weird, and it really just makes no sense. Like I said, I already know that it's supposed to be a recreation or whatever. No, just throw it away. Make an actual, organ, dun, 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 whatever, and make that the actual chase theme instead of whatever this is. I don't know. I'm probably pissing off a bunch of Castlevania fans. It sounds bad, bro. Do not try to gaslight yourself into believing that this is a good track. It makes no sense, and I don't like it. Just thought I had to come back to that after listening to it a second time. I mean, I've already listened to it like 40 times, but like I had to listen to it again after I talked about it just to make sure I said everything that I wanted to say. But yeah, I forgot to mention that. It makes no sense. Anyways, moving on. And that's about it. That's what I think about all these killer themes in the game. Not a lot of people in S, really, because S is for the actual good songs. And like I said, this is objective, so Myers is just the best one. And that's about all I have to say about the chase themes. A lot of them are good. You have some real stinkers, like the Trickster and that one default track. Those are both awful. Doctor could have been better. The actual layers before the chase are better. It's bad. And then these ones are, all mediocre. These ones are, I can appreciate these ones more. These are getting, into ones I actually like and that I think are actually, pleasing to the ears. And then we have just the god tracks at the top. These are just the best ones in the game. Pyramid Head honestly almost made S. I really do like that one too. But yeah, that's what I think about them. Let me know in the comments if you really want to, which one you think is the best and how I'm wrong for not liking, I don't know, the artist's theme or something. Anyways, that's about it. Bye.